Solinco Whiteout 1820 made some noise in the United States. Did it make a positive impact here in Poland? We'll find out. Few reviewers, yes, switched over to it. Most of the reviewers online say positive things about the Whiteout. Surprisingly, Beckett switched over to it from the Het Extreme Tour, which is quite a change because the Extreme is a 16-19 string pattern. Whiteout 1820, it's a quite dense string pattern. However, I can see why Whiteout 1820 can cover so many grounds. It is also part of my tournament of rackets, but first it has to get in the tournament, competing against Prestige MP, Prestige Tour and Percept 100D. Interesting matchup, but first let's go to the review. So first things that come to my head when I grab the Whiteout 1820 is that the wave distribution is slightly different to the 1619. By that I mean the overall heaviness. I think the 1820 feels a bit more solid and the wave is distributed quite evenly across the racket. Another thing that came to my head was how kinda similar it is positioned on the market to the Speed Pro. The way the ball bounces from the string bed and how stable it feels, the power ratio is a bit higher compared to the Blade or maybe even old school Radicals MP 1820. The response is a bit hotter with also more spin. However, the beam thickness is a bit thinner than the Speed Pro. The overall heaviness and wave distribution is a bit different, but I customized the 1820 with Solinco's caps, wave modules. Tried it with +10 and +5 grams. My favorite was actually with +5, despite me having a preference towards heavier, more headlight setups. It just made the frame slightly closer to my swing style. Felt more natural to swing while not pushing the frame towards something that would be too heavy in feel, especially on serves. The spin potential is great, similar potential to Speed Pro. Many can compare the Whiteout 1820 to Babolat Pure Strike's 1820. Last time I tried the Pure Strike was Project 17, that was 16-19 string pattern, so a bit different, but I think the feel goes over to the Whiteout 1820. Something with bubble frames is annoying when it comes to feel, kinda empty, hollow, yet responsive. It's a totally different frame if you are used to traditional flexi frames. So Solinco is kinda in the middle of those two worlds, kinda stiff but kinda soft because the frame itself is foam filled. It was okay for me. Many playtesters said that the stiffness of the Whiteout is probably the only thing they would change, keep it a bit lower. I agree with this, but the comfort was okay with me. Kinda similar to Tecnifibre Tempo Iga Świątek racket or Tfight 315. The foam is doing its job, but the way the ball feels on the string bed is just associated slightly more towards those stiffer rackets. But with this stiffness comes explosiveness and spin potential, and that is actually quite great. While I was editing the video, I was quite amazed how heavy the ball can go. However, still with 1820 you kinda have to accelerate the movement of your wrist to push the ball more up, and sometimes I was clipping the net. I think I just got used to the 16-19 patterns over the last years a bit more. The future of the 18-20 rackets is actually 18-19 string pattern. I think the benefits are quite amazing, and I've heard actually that Solinco is working on the 18-19 whiteout. Let's see, that would be amazing. But back to the reviewed racket, the stability is great for its weight, the forgiveness is nice, a bit lower than from the Speed Pro or Prestige MP, but those two rackets have bigger head size, so it makes sense. Whiteout 18-20 is kinda aimed towards those traditional players that are looking for a bit more help, for a bit more responsiveness, but still keep the frame as a traditional racket like Blade or Radical MP from the past. Or maybe towards Speed Pro users that are annoyed by its bigger head size or thicker beam. So in that case, Whiteout 18-20 sounds like a perfect first choice. I said the spin potential is great, especially for its string pattern, but it's still below most of the 16-19 rackets. The slices are obviously great with 18-20, quite similar to Blades or Tecnifibre TF40 18-20. I think overall the standout feature of the Whiteout 18-20 is the performance closed in a control-oriented racket. I would prefer 18-19 string pattern for a bit more forgiveness and access to spin. Of course, with less cross string, the comfort rises a bit as well. So yeah, I think that's the future of this racket, but we'll see. Whiteout 18-20 is definitely more towards Speed Pro racket from head. With a bit different wave distribution. Because the whiteout is 98 with a thinner beam, I think it is a bit more demanding when it comes to high level performance. Speed Pro is helping a bit more. It's taking away some of the feel and ability to find the ball on the string bed. It's mainly a sensation in your hand. However, with the stiffer index in the whiteout, you feel the ball a bit better, but the sensation is a bit stiffer. It feels like the sweet spot is a bit smaller. I experienced this as well in Tfight 315. I added some mass at 10 and 2 to extend the sweet spot. I think that would be beneficial in the Whiteout 18-20 as well. And yeah, with wave module you can easily shift the balance back. So I love Whiteout 18-20 for how easy it is to customize it. The responsiveness is great. It is a control-oriented racket that gives a bit more, and ability to shape the ball is quite outstanding, above average. The closest frame from the frames that I like is the Speed Pro, and while I can't say any negative thing about the frame that would put it out of my tournament of rackets, I also can't find any highlight that would make me feel addicted to the racket. Maybe the main reason is feel, maybe the wave distribution, maybe the responsiveness, a bit higher launch angle with more spin would suit me a bit more. So yeah, I'm waiting for the 18-19 string pattern. So yeah, I think that's it for this review. In few days I will reveal the winner of this group called Missing Puzzle. I think it's just easier to review the racket when you put it next to some other popular rackets that can play really well. See you there. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.